Could you discuss some of the estate planning issues while our executive clients are overseas?
So again, it's important just to turn your mind to these things when you're there as well. Depending where you go, the law can be radically different. There's a convention called the Unidroid Convention that allows you to make an international will, essentially. So you can make a will that deals with your estates in multiple jurisdictions. If that country that you're in and the country you're from are members of the Unidroid Convention. And most countries like the UK, the US, members of the EU, New Zealand, Japan, Korea, those sort of first world countries, without being disrespectful to anyone else, they're often members of the Unidroid Convention. And what that means is you can have one will that deals with multiple jurisdictions. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case. You also, based on your advice, both financial, accounting and legal, you might have different wills in different jurisdictions, depending on what you own there, what you might own there, what the issues are perhaps with your children, as I say, whether your spouse lives there or not, all those sort of things. With children, there certainly has to be some thought put into what happens if both parents die in the jurisdiction with there's children under 18 involved that survive. Usually you need advice in the jurisdiction as well, because there can be unintended consequences, like if the parents die, sometimes the social services of a country can get involved reasonably quickly. The UK is an example that if you've got no one in quickly in the jurisdiction, often the social services will get involved reasonably quickly, and it can be, I've had a couple of cases over the years where it's a real issue where there's no will in place, no documents in place about what happens with the children. So often you'll have to consider perhaps leaving something in the will that allows a guardian to come from, in the case, to come back over to the UK or vice versa, or whatever the case may be, to be a temporary guardian. Sometimes you'll suggest to your clients, look, if you've got no one in the country, have you got a friend or, like even a colleague that can be the temporary guardian for a month or two whilst your relatives come over to that country and collect the children, to avoid the government of the country, with all good intentions, to come in and take that place, but hell's paid with good intentions sort of stuff. So you control the process. So to get that advice, to think about those sort of things.